Five best years of my professional career, I had the privilege of working with teenagers. I was a youth pastor at the First United Methodist Church up in Birmingham, and a lot of times people would be like, "Oh, it's so great that you work with kids. That's so great. You probably have so much to teach them." I'm here to tell you, they taught me far more than I'd ever taught them. And one thing you learn about working with teenagers is their emergencies are like intense, right? I had like breakups happen at our house, right? People like, youth group relationships, right? They love each other, and when they throw like faith into it, they like really love each other because they met themselves at church, right? So like God's in there, God called us together, and then they break up, and it's like God has left the relationship, right? And it's just pouring out all this crying in your living room, and you're like, this is not what they taught me in seminary. But anyway, through the struggles and emergencies of young people, I've learned a lot. This is a poem about a young man whose emergency was maybe on the surface not very serious, but really spoke to the core of who he is and a lot about the culture in which we live in. And it's simply called Benched. One day, the arm he swung for the fences with betrayed him. Just like that, it froze. Wires crossed, sending encrypted signals that no code breaker could crack. It led to an entire year being poked and prodded, paraded in front of experts and specialists, a specimen under glass for med students to marvel at, and then all those cross-country pilgrimages to see snake oil salesmen and witch doctors, all in hopes of some rumored discovery found in the ancient reading of leaves scattered at the bottom of teacups. An adolescent identity now in crisis, 14 years of training to be one of the guys, to be part of the team, passing rights, a teenage man who had played out on In the Rough Diamonds and gridiron clashes among youth-girded gladiators, all lay limp like this appendage that could not be awakened. So it's across from this prefabricated coffee shop table. He tells of a world without batting cages and putting greens, without long afternoon backyard back and forth, red-stitched leather connections to fathers and sons, histories now lost and forgotten. As he lives in this perpetual rain delay, just praying someone will roll the tarp away, our conversation changes from earned run averages and box scores to what it feels like to get lost in the pages of Augustine's what it means to get lost in Augustine's pain search for rescue, understanding that crooked dance between religion and ethics, nailing our innermost struggles to old wooden church doors like Luther while we dance with 1,000 angels on Calvin's haystack of needles. So as the roar of the crowd deeply fades into the recesses of yesterday, he now finds himself lost in this world of words, isolated on this island of ideas, sleeping between the pages with the dead giants who pull the moon so close only to hurl it back even further out of reach, just in hopes of the day that we might build a long enough ladder so that maybe just once we can touch the ineffable face of mystery. So it's looking into his eyes. I want him to know that while plunging across the goal line while time expires will always make teenage girls blush when you walk down high school hallways, and striking out the side or making that run-saving catch will always add plenty of fuel to passion's fire, and that I know real serenity can be seen rising off the green on those late summer nights. But for now, you'll have to find love's unfathomable depths there in the sentences of Silas Marner and the rhythmic narratives of Jane Eyre, and that Bunyan's pilgrimage will take you on a journey to the heart of a presence that can be discovered despite what you can or cannot see. You see, Jamie, this game you now play will serve you well long after cleats are hung up and jerseys are retired. But more than that, I want you to know that next to you on this bench, I'm going to sit and I'm going to cheer no matter what game you're playing.